Breaking news, what happens when legends clash? Jon Jones has a bold message for Alex Pereira. It looks like Islam Makhachev is interested in defending the welterweight title against Michael Morales. Tom Aspinall breaks down Justin Gaethje fight style ahead of UFC 324. Justin Gaethje blames Arman Tsarukyan for being passed over for a lightweight title shot. Hit the subscribe button and let's dive in. Imagine flipping through your feed and spotting Alex Pereira back at his old tire shop in Brazil, hammer in hand, staring down a massive tire scrawled with Jon Jones next. The champ's not just reminiscing, he's throwing down a gauntlet. Pereira's video landed like a left hook, tying his rags to riches grind to a direct shot at the heavyweight GOAT. That tire wasn't subtle. Poatan smashed it with his Poatan hammer, symbolizing how he'd crush bones. Fans lost it, replaying clips of Pereira's knockouts while digging up Jones's history against Brazilians like Rampage Jackson, Vitor Belfort, and Lyoto Machida, all left broken. But Jones didn't flinch, he hit back hard. "I've beat a lot of legends from your country, my friend. I know you'd love to avenge the boys, but boy would you be a good one to add to my list. Be careful what you wish for."
I've beat a lot of legends from your country, my friend. I know you'd love to avenge the boys, but boy would you be a good one to add to my list. Be careful what you wish for. Trauma.
This isn't random trash talk. It's the latest spark in a super fight that's had fans raging for years, and what Jones dropped next hints at even bigger roadblocks ahead. Jones's reply wasn't just cocky, it nodded to that resume, daring Pereira to join the list, but whispers say this beef traces back to Pereira's light heavyweight reign and Jones's Stipe Miocic demolition at UFC 309. Poatan called him out post-title win, yet here we are, still no cage time. And that warning? It teases why this dream fight keeps slipping away. Dana White holds the keys and he's not turning them yet. Jones recently admitted, "Pereira wants to fight me, but I don't think Dana White's gonna allow that to happen." White echoed doubts, questioning if he could trust Jones not to flake, especially with a massive UFC event brewing at the White House for America's 250th bash in June 2026, tied to President Trump's birthday. Jones U-turned from retirement for it, begging for a slot, but Dana poured cold water on Pereira dreams, prioritizing reliability. Pereira's even nursing a broken foot from his last defense, eyeing a June return at 205. Superfight buzz peaked last year, but trust issues and scheduling killed it. Now with Jones vacating then reclaiming heavyweight gold and Aspinall lurking, Dana's focus shifted. Yet he left a crack open. At 205 blebs, that would be a fight. But can Bones deliver? The tension's building to something explosive. UFC 324 explodes on January 24 at T-Mobile Arena. Gaethje vs Pimblett for interim lightweight gold, all on Paramount. Tom Aspinall broke it down raw. Gaethje's a skilled wrestler who ditches it for pure chaos. The man who I like because he's got all the skills chooses to not use them. We love it. He just gets in there and has a scrap. Orthodox brawler with massive hooks, uppercuts, overhands, but those calf kicks. Aspinall raved about the running kicking the soccer ball version. Feet forward, full sprint, no mercy. Absolutely no regard for his own leg health at all. Clips show him blasting legs mid-charge, turning fights into wars.
Man who I like because he's got all the skills, chooses to not use them. we love it. He just gets in there and has a scrap. So we got these two. Predominantly they're both orthodox. One of my favourite techniques that Gaethje uses is he doesn't just use the calf kick. He uses the running, kicking the soccer ball calf kick, where he'll start from here and just launch into it and absolutely blast them. But in between that, like we say, you can do everything really, really well. Wrestler by trade, but also he will come over with the massive hooks, big uppercuts, overhand, and like I said, the old running chop, which we love to see. Both his feet facing forward, runs in, full blast before he kicks. Absolutely no regard for his own leg health at all. At all. Look at this.
Jeez.
Not bothered. He'll break his leg doing that. Look, just runs in.
Gaethje's highlight reel violence could overwhelm Pimblett's grappling, but the baddie smells blood after Gaethje's Holloway KO. This card's stacked, Nunes rematch, O'Malley action, and sets up Ilia Topuria clashes if he returns from hiatus. Aspinall nailed it. Gaethje's aggression makes him a nightmare, but will his recklessness backfire? Gaethje didn't hold back on why Arman Tsarukyan sidelined for this shot. Tsarukyan is definitely probably more deserving, but you cannot do certain things in this sport. Tsarukyan was Islam Makhachev's next victim at UFC 311, but pulled out night before weight miss or injury. Details fuzzy. UFC dumped resources into promo, then boom, gone. Dana fumed. Worse, back up for UFC 317, he headbutts Dan Hooker on the scale. That's also something you cannot do, risk losing another fight. Gaethje gets the fan hate. If it wasn't Paddy and me, it was going to be me and Arman, but repeated mess-ups cost him.
I mean, Tsarukyan is definitely probably more, deserving, but, the guy f***ed up multiple times. And there's just something you cannot do, he was going to fight for the belt. He pulled out the night before, because he couldn't make weight, or, I don't think that any of us are privy to what actually happened that night. I don't know why he got, why he pulled out of the card or why he didn't fight. And I don't think any of us are 100% sure why that didn't happen, but I know he didn't, it does not make the UFC happy. Especially if it's not like if it's a serious injury, then obviously there's nothing they can do about it. But if it's, they're propping you up to fight this big fight and then you can't make weight, like that's a huge problem. It's something that you cannot do in this sport at the highest level. They put a lot of money, a lot of time, resources into these fights and promoting these fights. And then if you it up like that, they're going to be pissed off. And then he headbutts Dan Hooker. On the scale, that's also something you cannot do. That he risked also losing another fight the day before the big fight, where they put all this promotion, all these resources into propping up this fight. And so, I mean, with it being the first fight on Paramount, I think why, if you're a huge company, why would you take a chance like that? So, I mean, that's ultimately why we're here. If it wasn't Paddy and me, it was going to be me and Arman. But, time will tell.
Tsarukyan dominated Hooker later, yet Paramount's first card wants safe bets. Gaethje respects the skill but calls it self-inflicted. Fans rage for Tsarukyan, but UFC plays it safe. Time will tell if he rebounds, or if this buries his path. Over in welterweight, Islam Makhachev's playing mind games with Michael Morales. Islam snuck onto Tapology, adding a loss to Morales' record from a 2017 Ecuadorian reality show, then reverted it. Morales was not defeated a few days ago, but today he's undefeated again. I don't know how they removed it. I saw the cage fight, he got choked out and then they announced it was an exhibition match. Well, then he needs to be choked out again. Morales raged. F you Tapology, as old exhibitions got miscounted as pro fights. Site apologized, reverted to 19-0 after his manager and promoters clarified. Morales flatlined Sean Brady at UFC 322, Boogeyman status intact, but Islam's troll hints at defense intrigue. Welterweight gold on the line, Makhachev eyes big moves post lightweight. Morales confirmed talks for June-July clash. Fans buzz, exhibition or not, Dagestan wants that rematch vibe. Morales shut down the drama. Those bouts were never meant to count, competed at different weights. Tapology rushed without checking but fixed it fast. Now undefeated, he's top contender. KO power terrifying 170. Islam's jab ties to title whispers, UFC pushing him versus champs like Makhachev amid division shakeups. Morales eyes legacy fights, but this prank exposed record vulnerabilities. Will it fuel a super fight or distract? With White House cards looming, 2026 is stacked. Morales stays boogeyman, but Islam's got his number, or so he claims. That wraps today's Fight Bulletin. Strike Script bringing you the fastest hands in MMA news. If these headlines kept you ahead of the scorecards, tap like and let the algorithm know we won the round. Subscribe and hit the breaking bell so you're first to hear every contract signing, weigh-in drama, and surprise call-out. Got an inside scoop or bold prediction? Drop it in the comments. You might see your tip featured in tomorrow's update. For real-time flashes from pressers and gyms, follow at Strike Script on X, Insta, and TikTok. Until the next alert, stay sharp, stay informed, and keep your guard up. This is Strike Script signing off.